Happy New Year, everybody! Maurice Kilbride here, and it's that time of year again where we look back at the property market nationally and locally in 2023 and look ahead as to what's in store for Cheadle home buyers, sellers, landlords and tenants in 2024. 2023 was certainly a turbulent one in the property industry, with interest rates reaching their highest in over a decade and therefore costing borrowers and people's mortgage payments a lot of money and escalating significantly over previous years. Now, this coming on top of the continuing cost of living crisis forced many prospective buyers, especially first-time buyers, to shelve their plans to buy a home, and as a result, there will likely be around 1 million homes completed by the end of the year when we get the figures, which is down around 23% on the previous year. There was also much talk, speculation, and in some cases utter hysteria amongst so-called property market experts and commentators, suggesting Armageddon for the property prices in the nationally, with claims that prices would drop 25 to 35%, which haven't materialised. And prices in particular in SK8 and SK3 have remained extremely resilient. So let's go. Here is my take on what's going to happen with prices and what will happen with the property market in the local area in 2024. Number one, house prices may drop, but there's no need to panic. Fears of a house price crash in 2023, as I say, didn't come to pass, with average prices dropping by around 1 to 2%. In some cases, it was a little bit more. The caveat we need to add here is that all the property indices use different data points, and the one on which we place most store, the land registry figures, which show what properties actually sold for, is anything up to 6 months behind. So the likelihood is the figure is a little higher than was suggested. We won't really know until probably April, May 2024. The picture also doesn't look quite so rosy when you factor in inflation. The large London estate agency Savills recently said that prices had dropped in real terms around 13% since their peak in March 2022. In a recent poll conducted by Finder, 55% of property and economic experts forecasted that house prices would drop by between 5 and 7.5% by the autumn of 2024. Of course, predicting house prices is a little bit of a crapshoot, for want of a better word. Last year, lenders like the Nationwide and Halifax predicted price drops would be 5 and 8% respectively. This year, they are being much more cautious, suggesting prices in 2024 will drop between 0.2% and 2 and 4%. Sorry. The property portals Rightmove and Zoopla are predicting a 2 and 5% drop in 23, and for 24 are both predicting between 1 and 2% reductions. Interestingly, all the major players are still suggesting prices won't do much in 2024. The property market is very localised, so the truth is that any of these outcomes could happen in your area. However, judging on past experience and what happened in SK8 and SK3 in 2023, we remain confident that there will not be a major slump in prices and demand will pick up in 2024. But while falling house prices might make for good dramatic headlines, it's important to put these predictions in some sort of context. Land registry data shows that even a drop of 7.5% in the UK average house price would only take them back to where they were 2 years ago in January 2022. Number two, mortgage rates will fall slowly. Mortgage rates skyrocketed after the government's ill-fated autumn statement in late 2022, and sadly the impact is still being felt. Average rates have now dropped back to below 6%, a small crumb of comfort for borrowers after a difficult year, although this year has started off quite well with a number of lenders already announcing rate reductions, and rates are likely to fall further in 2024, with signs indicating that inflation has passed its peak and that the Bank of England may eventually start lowering the base rate. Unfortunately though, the cost of borrowing isn't likely to drop much, certainly in the first half of the year, and it's going to be more slowly than it rose, that's for sure. If you're looking to buy a home in 2024, think carefully about how long you fix your mortgage rate for. 5-year mortgages are currently the most competitively priced, but if rates fall more quickly than anticipated, you might end up locking yourself out of the bigger savings. Make sure you take advice from an independent mortgage broker before you do anything. Number 3, first-time buyers will borrow for longer. It's been a tough year being a first-time buyer in 2023. After years of chasing rising property prices, people trying to get on the ladder now have to contend with sky-high mortgage rates. Recent data shows that the number of people taking out a mortgage term lasting 35 years or longer more than doubled between 2018 and 2022, and with affordability squeezed, this trend is likely to continue. 40-year marathon mortgages have theoretically been on the market for a long time, but very few deals were actually granted with these maximum terms. That could change in 2024. We've already seen the Halifax increase its maximum borrowing age from 70 to 75, and it's likely that other lenders will follow suit. Number 4, it will still be a buyer's market, but sales will rise. The property market has slowed recently, with sales down nationally 17% year on year, and properties now taking much longer to go under offer. In SK8 and SK3 combined, there were 1,219 sales in 2023 compared with 1,583 in 2022, a drop of 23%. This means sellers going to the market in 2024 will still need to be realistic about how much they are likely to achieve, especially as the number of forced sellers hitting the market as their spiralling mortgage costs hit as their current fixed rate deals come to an end in 2024. There's actually an estimated 1.6 million of them, so there could be a lot more houses to choose from. Rightmove says it expects an increase in the number of homes coming onto the market in 2024, and the Halifax predicts a partial recovery in sales volumes. 3 consecutive holds in the Bank of England interest rates may provide increased confidence that mortgage rates won't spiral, encouraging buyers who'd been biding their time to make a move. And if, as speculated, the base rate does begin to drop in the second half of the year, this could result in more mortgage applications and higher sales numbers. Number 5, first-time buyers schemes and incentives will return. The closure of the Help to Buy scheme in March 2023 was met with mixed reactions, but it has left a big hole in the market. Overall, 328,000 first-time buyers used Help to Buy to get on the property ladder between 2013 and 2023. The First Home Scheme, originally announced in 2021, promised discounts of up to 30% for first-time buyers, but it's yet to get fully off the ground. With the general election on the horizon, it wouldn't be a surprise if a crowd-pleasing first-time buyer scheme appeared in 2024, most likely to be announced in the upcoming budget in March, which has just been set for, I think, the 6th of March. Also, look out for reforms to inheritance tax as the government tries to win back disenchanted Conservative supporters. Number 6, we'll finally see leasehold reforms. And this is not a day too soon. The saga around leasehold reform has been going on for some time. The good news is that leasehold and freehold reform bill has finally started its progression through Parliament. The first reforms, which include banning the sale of almost all leasehold houses, introducing longer lease terms and making it cheaper to extend leases, should come into force in 2024. A consultation on capping existing ground rents is ongoing. We're not sure any of these reforms actually go far enough, and it remains to be seen what effect, if any, it has on the property market or property prices. Number 7, rents will continue to rise. The cost of renting soared in 2023. Data from the Office for National Statistics showed that monthly rents were 7% higher in November 2023 than in November 2022. In SK8, we saw rents increase by 10% year on year, and in SK3, they rose by around 8%. Unfortunately for struggling tenants, rents may be set to rise further. The continuous shortage of available rental stock will likely keep upward pressure on the rents, especially as the Renters Reform Bill will lead to higher mortgage costs, and the increased tax burden on landlords may force an increased number to get out of this sector or pass on these extra costs that they are incurring in the form of rent increases. Number 8, the Renters Reform Bill will come into force. As we've just mentioned, the long-awaited Renters Reform Bill is making its way through Parliament with hopes it could come into force by the end of 2024. The headline change, a ban on no-fault evictions under Section 21, has been delayed. The government says this is due to the need to put in a new legal system in place. However, measures regulating rent increases, stopping discrimination against potential tenants on benefits, the right to keep pets, and a new ombudsman to resolve disputes are still being brought forward. And whilst we applaud any measures that improve fairness, increasing regulation and legislation will force a number of landlords to reconsider whether it's worth continuing in the sector. So, there we have it. My look ahead to 2024. In conclusion, we don't anticipate any great change up or down in house prices in the SK8 and SK3 area, but expect to see more people selling and therefore an increase in the number of sales transactions. It remains to be seen what impact a general election might have, as historically people don't like change, and many sellers and buyers may elect to see what happens with the election and the next government's plans for the economy and the property market before doing anything. We see rents continuing to rise, and therefore remaining a shortage of good quality rental stock, certainly in the short to mid-term. If you are thinking of selling or renting a property in 2024 and would like to discuss how the value of your property may have been affected and learn about our proven strategy designed to help achieve the best possible price or rent within your preferred timescales, please contact Joe, Patrick or myself, Maurice, on 01614283663, email sales@mkiea.co.uk, or visit our website and book a free marketing advice consultation meeting online at a time that is most convenient for you. Thanks for watching. Speak soon.